But I was ready. I was going to go there and tell her in person that I wouldn't go out with someone else that you set me up with.
Yeah.
And she let me basically have it by not showing up, so.
Which obviously was not a very nice thing for her to do, but
I don't think it was your fault in that sense, because you are here to me multiple matches I found for you, and she kind of knew what she was getting herself into, and if she didn't like it, that kind of sucks. But
I mean, to be honest with you, that is the reality of it. You know what I mean? That is the reality of it. End of the day, that's what you signed up for. I'd imagine that's what you both signed up for. But I guess sometimes some people don't want to feel like as if they're second choice, or some people don't like the feeling of thinking, okay, well, you have to go and see someone else just to know whether I'm the right person. And I understand how that cannot sit well with many people, but you still signed up for a matchmaker, so it is what it is.
do you think an issue could be that she had given you an ultimatum, but you hadn't given her an answer?
Yeah, I guess looking back, maybe.
Okay, even though I do agree with this, I kind of disagree just a little bit, because yes, it would have been nice for her to have that direct answer at the time of him saying yes or no. But if he had said no, then that means obviously she would have, gone the opposite direction, which I understand him not wanting to do, because obviously he had to, really think about it and process whether or not she was going to be the one, and whether or not it was worth, being with somebody else. So it's one of those things where if he says no, he could potentially shoot himself in the foot. But then also at the same time, if he said yes, he could also end up shooting himself in the foot, because, she might have just changed her character once she knew that she had secured him. So to be honest with you, even though he couldn't give a direct answer, I don't really think that is a massive issue, to be honest with you. But that's just my opinion. Yeah.
It's scary. It is definitely scary to think, oh, my life's going to change, because I don't trust a lot of people, because people let me down. And I know it's like they can trust me and I can trust them. Then I'm there. I'm in that spot.
You know what? To be honest with you, to be really honest with you, at the end of the day, as far as I am concerned, Mark has every right to want to take his time. He has every right to say, I don't know if I'm going to see somebody else or not. Let me think on it. Because at the end of the day, we all have a past. We all have things in our mind that may be triggered. We all have, when we move on, if we've been through a sequence of poor relationships, when we find something, we don't want to rush it. We don't want to mess it up. So we want to make sure it's 100% legit. And sometimes some people just can't hack that person's patience or whatever. At the end of the day, I just feel like she should really give him the benefit of the doubt. At least that, okay, fair enough. You can go think about it and just tell me tomorrow. You know what I mean? So at least I know where we're going. But the fact that she didn't want that and she wanted to answer straight away, I don't think that's fair. And yeah, we can talk about culture, blah-de-da-de-da-de-da. But at the end of the day, if you're mixing, if you've got two people from two different cultures, both cultures have to be considered. You can't just keep saying, yeah, but that's his culture or she's culture. No. There's two involved. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I know you guys are still here, which clearly means you want to subscribe and also like the video. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here now. Come on now. Logic. But let's continue.
Because people just disappoint me and they're not there when I need them. So.
Yeah.
Seeing Mark get emotional and really show the side of him, it's good to see this. It's good to see this from a man on a TV show,
It breaks my heart a little bit to see him like this. This is definitely a different side of Mark that I haven't seen. This is the part of Mark that he should have shown to Hudeb, the more vulnerable side of him, the real side of him.
I mean, yes, but here's the thing though. He had met the girl twice. Obviously, meeting her twice, he's not thinking about showing his emotion too much. He's thinking about, okay, can we be compatible? He's thinking about, okay, let me show you, I mean, listen, no one's really going to dive into the emotional side like straight off the bat. No one was really going to be crying like on date 2. You know what I mean? So I've got to slightly disagree with the matchmaker, to be fair with you, in this situation. But I don't get me wrong. Maybe, you know what? No, Bunda, I felt like Mark did show enough vulnerability, to be honest with you, because he went there and he made his intention abundantly clear to all of his dates. He's looking for someone to be with, someone to come to America, all this kind of stuff. Now, some people may not see that as vulnerability, but it is, because he's out there pretty much pouring out not his heart, not his soul. He's pouring out what he's looking for, what he wants, and and how he's ready for that life with a woman and kids. And to be honest with you, that is a level of vulnerability. To be honest with you, just understand, he was being very clear and honest about it. If he was someone that was being vague, like, I don't really know what I want. Yeah, I mean, I'm just matchmaking and just seeing how it goes with different people. Okay, that's him not being open. That's him caging up. But him going on each date and being abundantly clear about what he wanted, and then also on every cutscene, he was always abundantly clear about what he wasn't liking about some of the people he was with. He was being very freaking vulnerable, to be honest with you. So, but don't want to get into the conversation. But this is why I always say that at the end of the day, women don't always understand what man goes through, and women don't always understand how a man thinks, and women don't always understand when a man is being vulnerable. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, it is quite easy to understand. I just feel like a lot of women just don't want to understand because they're too consumed within their own emotions and their own trauma, and it's always been about them. And that's what happens, you know, some of them, a lot of the time with some women. Remember, I keep saying some women. Don't be out here saying, don't say that. I'll be generalizing. Never did. But with that being said, though, man, let's get it.
Definitely sucks to not be able to have anyone in your corner sometimes.
Yeah.
But someday someone will be.
Mark. Oh.
Easy now, okay? We don't want you to fall in love, okay? No touchy.
Trusting girls is never easy for me because I can't count on them. The last girl that I really liked, she was definitely a liar. I caught her in many lies. I don't think I'd open myself up to being hurt.
To be honest, it seems to me as if the last person he was with, he really loved that person. He was really open to that person, and you know, whatever went down really set him back, which is understandable. Which is why it was okay for him to take his time. Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe he should have been a little bit more vulnerable in terms of the fact that he should have told the woman that he was on a date. I forgot her name now, but the woman he was on a date with last week. Maybe he could have said to her, "Listen, like I have to take my time for my own purpose. I have to take my time because I don't want to rush anything, you know, and I have to be able to be given a space where I can go and think about what I want to do. This is nothing against you. It's just that I've got to make sure because I've been shot in the foot in the past before. I've been hurt in the past, you know." He could have said that to her, you know what I mean? And then her response would have defined him whether or not she's worth it or not. If her response would have been like, "I completely understand. You do what you got to do." To be honest with you, at that point, he probably would have gone back thinking, you know what, she sounds like a winner. But if that point she said, "Well, no, I want to answer now," well, then he could have walked away and been like, "Well, I definitely don't want to come back and see you again because I'm not having you being pushy, you know what I mean?" So to be fair, kind of contradicting myself and going back a step here, talking about, you know, obviously the matchmaker talking about him being a little bit more vulnerable. Yeah, I'll say that part of vulnerability definitely should be shown, but I'm just saying he did show a lot of vulnerability anyway. Vulnerability is vulnerability really the right word? He showed, it doesn't matter what the word is. You all know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, then I don't know what to do with you. But one thing that I do know when it comes to what to do with you is I know if you're still here, you want to like the video and subscribe too. Yeah, let's do that though. Let's do that at least. Let's continue.
I maybe should have told Nina about this before, but kind of just was embarrassed about the whole situation, so I didn't think it was necessary. I'll be moving on, I guess.
Welcome to the man's world, man. The fear of it's not even the fact of him being embarrassed. It's like, you know, sometimes as a man, you know, showing a non-masculine side can make you feel weak, can make you look as that type of way. And obviously men don't like to look weak, you know what I mean? But to be fair, we're talking about masculinity though, right? Let's be real though. I'm pretty sure being vulnerable is a part of being masculine. You know what I mean? Being masculine can't always involve always being tough and being strong and whatnot. Clearly, you know, to really be the complete masculine person, you're gonna have to have a little bit of emotion that comes out every now and then, because we are human. You know what I mean? You don't have to be feminine to have vulnerability. You know what I mean? You don't have to have feminine traits or whatever to be a bit emotional. You know what I mean? You can be masculine and have emotions, because those emotions always help your masculinity grow. You know what I mean? Each time you're emotional, you learn from it, you understand it, you process it, and then it makes you even stronger for the next time. Because being masculine is pretty much being strong. You know, I mean, that's one of the reasons. So that's one of the reasons that I live by. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
If I text you in the future, are you gonna respond? Like,
If it's for business, yeah.
business? I thought we could just like go out to lunch one day.
I'll let you buy me lunch.
I just want to clarify for anybody that may speculate that Mark was actually making a pass onto Nina here. There is a possible chance he may have been, but I'm gonna go off the women's safety that there's also a very good chance that he was not making a pass, because you see, and this is something that some women really need to understand. If a man offers to take you out per se after a deep conversation where he's been vulnerable and emotional with you, right, it's generally because he sees you as someone that is a friend. He's someone that he sees you as someone that he can come to. He sees you as someone that he can be open to and not worry about embarrassment, not worry about judgment. So to be honest with you, him actually saying that wasn't him making a pass. You know, now, it's not to say that maybe he may think about it in the future. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that his initial approach was saying, "Hey, hope I can bring you one day. We can just chill out, whatever. Have, you know, go out for a meal. You know, I'll take you out, all that kind of stuff." Right? That's not him saying, "Hey, I want to take you on a date." That's just him saying, "Man, like, I actually like the fact that I can communicate with you." Because obviously he's already expressed that he doesn't have many people in his life to communicate with. I mean, because people always leave him behind, all that kind of stuff. So he feels a connection right now with Nina in terms of the fact that he can be vulnerable. That is why he has asked her that, not because he has intentions at this moment in time to actually be with her. Now, of course, there is a part where they could meet up, right, on a friendly basis, because that is his genuine intention. And of course, if they were to continue meeting up and talking and getting along, of course, that's when emotions will start to creep in, and the market will be like, oh, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? But that's just human nature because they're both different genders, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, somewhere down the line, when a man and woman are friends, or at least start off friends, there is always the potential that somewhere down the line, someone will catch feelings, especially if you are both, two good looking people. I don't know about Mark being good looking, but I know Nina's though. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Nina? What's going on? But the fact that she's an attractive woman as well is also a selling point for me, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that right here, right now, his intentions isn't because he's interested in her in that way, because it's someone that you can actually confide in. Read that, because it is quite frustrating that sometimes in this world, women think that if a man comes up to them, it's straight away he wants to. It's like there's times that I'm in the gym and I see someone doing a workout, and I'm thinking, damn, because I have this, like, it's not OCD of course, because I'm not, but I have this thing where, like, I'm in the gym and I'm seeing someone doing like an exercise, whether it be a deadlift or squat or whatever, and they're doing it wrong, and I feel like they're gonna hurt themselves. Or if I see someone about to lift up the bar but they haven't put the clip on, that starts giving anxiety. I'm like, oh my god, this person's gonna break themselves, or they're gonna hurt somebody, or whatever. So for me, I have to go and be like, hey, like, this is how you're supposed to deadlift. Hey, just you know what I mean. And it's kind of annoying because sometimes when I do that to be helpful, some reactions I get, oh, thank you so much, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes I get a reaction of like, I hope you're not here to talk to me and chat me up, and not like, bro, like, yo, like, that's not what I mean. And this is something that people have to understand, to be fair, especially women of social media, to be more particular. When you're in the gym, majority of the time, 95%, 99% of the time, a man isn't necessarily looking at you because he's necessarily checking out. He just wants to see that you're doing it okay. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, the gym community before was so much fun, man. You go in the gym, every man in there is literally looking at everyone, because everybody wants to be checking out everyone's workout, everyone's lifts, and everyone's always checking out people's forms, because everybody in the gym predominantly is helpful. That's how the gyms work. If you go to a non-commercial gym, you know what I'm talking about. You go to commercial gyms, it's a bit different because, of course, a bunch of like Instagram people or influencers always looking for a caption just to be like, oh, this guy was in the gym and he was looking at my butt. Yo, be quiet. Anyway, with that being said, though, let's continue that little side rant. You know what I'm saying?
One of the big things that I learned is the guy that showed up at the airport here is probably looking for a Moroccan woman who really was more American than Moroccan.
That has got to be hands down one of the best things I've ever heard on a TV show, on a reality TV show.
Expectations of that might have been unrealistic because I think I like the American lifestyle, and here we're not the same. And I don't know if I 100% knew that before, but
it doesn't even matter if you didn't know before at this point. The good thing is that you've matured about it. You went to Morocco looking for a American type woman, and you realized that that was never going to work. And I'm happy that you've realized that and you've grown from that. Honestly, to be honest with you, man, big credit to Mark. Mark has had definitely, I'm going to say the best growth to a certain degree on the season, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? Because he definitely took me by storm. I wasn't too sure about him at first. I was like, but as time went by, to be honest with you, man, I feel like Mark is generally a good guy, and he's just someone that has been broken before, and he's just looking for someone to come in his life and just basically love him, and he can love them the same. I don't think he has any ill intentions against any woman or whatnot. But hey, man, it's good to know that he's going back to America, and he's looking for, and it's good thing he's going to go back to America and look for American women. He doesn't want to be a passport bro. So American ladies, Mark is available if you want a little bit of Marky Mark. I know he's not mean. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.